Subscribe to AmpCode and ring the notification bell to get the latest content.
So before jumping on to the coding part, let's first talk about some of the concepts. So first one is the transformer. So transformer is nothing but, as the name suggests, it accepts the data frame as an output, then returns a new data frame based on some rules that you have applied on top of it, or we can say it as transformations applied on top of it, and it does that by appending one or more columns into your data frame. The next one is the estimator. So it learns the parameters from your data frame via the dot fit method, as well as it will return a model, which is nothing but a transformer. And pipeline, as you already know, that it organizes a series of tasks into a single model, and the task is nothing but the transformer as well as the estimators. So without wasting any time, let's build our model using the MLLib library. Okay, so the first step of every Spark application is you have to import all the modules that you require in your application, and you can do that step by step, maybe because in the development environment you will not be needing all the libraries at all the time, so you can add it one by one for each step. So as you can see, we have imported so many machine learning algorithms using the pyspark.ml library, and in that we have different like regression. There are some methods for the regression, evaluation, and there are some classes which are present which we are going to see and use in our machine learning model. The first thing is to create your Spark session. So basically we have created our Spark session here using the builder method and given the app name as the app, and you have used the get or create, as I have already told you, to get the existing Spark session in your application or just create a new one for you. So here all you have to do is we have to define a path for your data. So I'll be providing a Parquet file for you which has all the data of the San Francisco Airbnb hotels. So it has the data like the neighborhood cleans, the room type, bedrooms, bathrooms, the number of reviews, as well as price. And the end goal of our machine learning pipeline is you have to predict the nightly rate of every property in the San Francisco, which is nothing but a Airbnb data set. So I'll be providing you the data set as well. So as you can see, we have given the file path here. So according to that, you have to give path to the file where you have stored it in your local system. And here we have read that using the read.parquet method. So basically Parquet is pretty popular format in big data community due to its faster read and write capability and its compression of storage efficient solution. So this is how you are using the Parquet file in the production environment. So for reading the data, the read method is there. You are using the Parquet instead of CSV and given the file path. So it loads the data into your Airbnb DF. So this is your first data frame. So basically we only need some specific columns from this file. We need the neighborhood cleans column, we have the room type column, we have the bedroom, bathrooms, number of reviews, and the price. So basically you should be having only the specific columns that you need to train your machine learning pipeline, because having more columns in your data frame will deteriorate the performance and you will not be able to cache the whole data frame, because it totally depends on how much memory is available on your cluster. So you should be limiting your data so much and only get the required columns which you need in the further analysis. So as you can see, we have just selected a few columns and just get the first 5 rows from your data set. So as you can see, we got the neighborhood cleans, which has the value of Western Addition, Burner Heights, High Ashbury. So this is basically the neighborhood of the property. Also we have the room type as the entire home or apartment, also like the entire home, also like the private room. So there are different room types which are available in your data set. Also we have the number of bedrooms, the number of bathrooms, as you can see, as well as the number of reviews that particular property has received on Airbnb, as well as the price of that. So here as you can see, we got the 70, we got the 235. So basically this is present in dollars. So this is our data set, and you should only focus on the columns which you need in the further analytics. That we have done using the select clause. The next step is you have to split your data into 2 parts. The first one will be the training and the second one will be for testing. So basically you can use different ratios as per the amount of data that you're handling and the end goal that you want to achieve. But in real world, data scientists often use the 80-20 split, which means that 80% data for training the model and 20% data for evaluating the model. So in this case, you may ask why we shouldn't use 100% data for training the model, create a more predictable output, and there will be not enough data to evaluate your model. So for evaluating purpose, test data you should be having. So as you can see, we have used the random split method for splitting up the data in 80 and 20%. And here we have printed the count of both the data set. So here as you can see, we got like the 5780 rows in our training data set and 1366 in the test set. So here we have splitted our data into training and testing purpose. This is the first step of your machine learning pipeline. So the first thing first, we have to understand which type of machine learning process that you want to achieve. So here we have to use the linear regression method for predicting the nightly price of that property. So here why we are using the linear regression, because as we have seen in our previous examples, for predicting the ice cream sales as per the temperature, you have to just use the linear regression method only and generate a price for the property. So basically as you can see, we are only going to use the training data set here, because first we need to train the data set. But linear regression will require your data frame attributes or features in the vectorized format. So for turning it into vectorized, you can use the transform method. So basically for transform method, you have to just give all the input columns and the output column will be your features column. So as you can see, the input columns here is the bedrooms and we got the features as our output column. So that will be your feature here. As you can see, we are using the transform and passing the trained data set into the transform method, which will give us the vectorized features inserted into your data frame. So as you can see, once we select the bedrooms, features and the price, we got all the bedrooms present in the vectorized format. So this is just, we have vectorized the input of that for the respective properties. So once this is done, we can directly apply linear regression method here. So here as you have seen, we are using the linear regression method and you have to pass the feature column, which is nothing but the features which is in vectorized form, and our input column will be the price. So we are inputting the price here as well as the feature by which we have to predict the property price for that room. So basically we are going to use the fit method to implement your machine learning algorithm. And here all we can do is we have to get the formula for the linear regression for the price. So basically this is our formula for predicting the price as per our input column, which is features, as well as the label column, which is the price. And once we pass the training data frame into our pipeline using the fit method, here we will get the pipeline model here, and we can directly submit our test data set, which is nothing but to evaluate your model and get the prediction for your rest of the 20% of the data. So basically we already had the data for the 80%, but using the linear regression model we can predict the data for the remaining 20% to check the accuracy of the model and tune using the hyperparameter tuning, because hyperparameter tuning is also the vital concept in the machine learning pipeline to parameterize all your inputs to get the best accurate result out of your machine learning pipeline. So basically as you can see, we got to use the fit method to insert the trained data frame on top of our pipeline. And once you got the pipeline, here are the predictions for every room. So as you can see, this is all the training data, this is all the test data set, which is 20% data set and not the 80%. So here as you can see, for each property it has predicted the price of 171, and here is the price which is originally present in our data frame. So you can see that it is not that much accurate, but this is how hyperparameter tuning will come into picture to improve the accuracy of your solution. So this is how you can implement machine learning algorithm very simply using the MLLib library. So I'll be giving this notebook to you to play around and also try some new data set and also build like a classification model, predict the label of your test data set and so on. So you can also explore unsupervised machine learning, which is also a great option to run on a connected or a clustered data. So I hope you understood how to implement machine learning algorithm using the Spark MLLib library and what are their benefits.
So that's it for today. I'll see you in the next lecture.